What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Itz Gametime podcast. This is episode number 45. My name is Jet, and with me, as always, is my co-host Eric. Eric, how you doing today?
Long day, humid day at work for me today. Let me get these things off as always. It's the Donovan Mitchell episode 45. We have to get right into it because we take a week off and the sporting world just wants to explode. Free agency in the MLB, because guess what? Oh, we didn't even think about this during our thinking about the outline of the episode. The CBA got agreed upon. So now spring training does start while we're recording this tomorrow, while you're listening to this yesterday, if you're listening to this on Friday. But the CBA gets agreed upon, and then free agency and the trading market explodes in the MLB, and then also the NFL free agency takes off right as it starts. So it's great to see that. Very big news that happened in the quarterback scene for the NFL is that Tyrod Taylor is going to the Giants. And guess what, guys? I called this back during Thanksgiving. I was saying I would love the Giants if they could sign Tyrod as the backup QB. You know how much he's making this year? $2.2 million. I know, like, when I sent it, like, it seemed like a big contract, like $17 million total, but it's only base, it's only 11. Okay. So, and then all the extra $6 million is, which he could hit, because Daniel Jones does like to get into.
I mean, I texted you yesterday. It's a great contract for what's going to be their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
By the end of the season. But yeah, this. Go ahead.
I have a question for you. I didn't know this. You may. Was Tyrod still in Buffalo when Brian Dable was there?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, that was a few years before Dable got there. They never crossed paths. But yeah, pure utter chaos in the sports world this past week. You take a break from a podcast.
Tyrod's the headline.
Tyrod is the headline, sure. But this is actually an interesting time in sports because we don't often see, if ever, I don't think we've ever seen it, where the MLB and NFL's free agency is both taking off at the same time. Obviously, there's a ton of moves to talk about. We're not going to be able to talk about all of them, but we're just going to highlight some of the moves in both sports, and then we'll get to March Madness, which is obviously another big thing that has had March. March is full with surprises and fun things in stores, but I think we should start off with a more notable quarterback that made some headlines. I don't know about Tyrod Taylor. I don't think anyone cares besides you.
All Giants fans care.
Thomas Brady is back.
Yeah, I guess 2 months in the home with the kids. He's like, I got to get out of here.
That's what it was. I mean, he retired. There was speculation that he could end up like unretiring, but I don't think anyone saw him unretiring within the span of a couple of months.
No.
Something obviously happened. Obviously, he was missing the game. Even with the game not going on, he just had enough of retirement. And like a typical MJ fashion, he announced he is back for his 23rd season. And who knows, we might be seeing more than 23.
He's hitting that promise he made, playing till 45 now.
Yeah, he is.
So, question: do you think this is actually his last year?
If he wins, yeah.
If he doesn't, he's going to the 49ers.
No, enough of that.
Yes.
No.
It's come back into fruition now. It's happening. If he doesn't win, don't be surprised.
There's no shot of that happening. I don't know.
If he doesn't win,
I don't care if he wins or not. Trey Lance is their starting quarterback, and they're not going to trade for Tom Brady. They're not.
Trey Lance can sit another 2 years. What if Trey Lance is a bust? What if I'm wrong about like him being the best quarterback out of the draft class?
I mean, I just don't see it. I get he's from that area. Obviously, he's had some issues. Yeah, he is, but he's gonna win one with the Bucs this year.
Yeah, if he does, then
he's done. He's not gonna play. If he doesn't,
he's going to San Fran.
Which is gonna be very hard to do. Obviously, it's easier said than done, especially when you got the whole other conferences, on stacked. Obviously, the NFC is gonna be not a gauntlet at all.
No.
You got the Packers, you got the Rams, you got the 49ers. I mean,
yeah, you don't have the Seahawks anymore because Russell Wilson gets traded
Flawless.
the Broncos. The AFC West is insane. Did you see that joking tweet that Ian Rappaport put out? He jokingly said, NFL released their Monday night schedule, and it said from week 1 to week 8, AFC West matchup, all the way down.
Not a bad idea, obviously, at all. I mean, the Raiders just got better today too. I mean, now, but well, speaking of the Broncos, that trade did become official today as we're recording this.
Big trade.
Russell Wilson's officially a Bronco. In the opposite end of that trade, the Seahawks acquired Drew Lock, Noah Fant, several picks. Just looking at the trade, like on the surface, it looks like the Seahawks definitely got a really good haul for Russell Wilson, especially considering that Russell Wilson has struggled to put together like full seasons in the past. Obviously, he's a Super Bowl champion and he's going to make that team better. But I think the Broncos are more than a quarterback away from a Super Bowl, especially when you're dealing with some of those teams in that division.
Yeah, I mean, the Chargers are getting better now with all the signings that they're doing. The Chiefs won the division last year, so you can't not bet on them. And then the Raiders are making trades and signings, and oh my gosh, it's just movement everywhere in the AFC. And then, I mean, I'm going to go away from the QBs. The Bills. We just got news. Von Miller's going to the Bills now. And I just got a tweet saying that OJ Howard is signing with the Bills now. I mean, it's getting – I mean, and let's not forget the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
What are they doing? I don't really get it. Do you understand what they're doing?
The Christian Kirk signing?
Christian Kirk?
It's just that one. How do you give a guy – what was it?
Even Evan Ingram, though, too, though.
Yeah, I will testify this. Evan Ingram is not a good tight end. He's not a good wide receiver because he has the drops. Anyways, back to the Christian Kirk signing. What was it? A 4-year?
Like 70 million, was it?
That was 80.
Something like that. It was
awful. Has 0,000-yard reception seasons. I think the most TDs he's gotten in a season is 5.
Yeah, I mean, 5. He's now their wide receiver 1. And obviously, the reason that the Jaguars decided to pay him that money because no other top free agent was going to come to them. I mean, but still, you definitely overpaid, and obviously you helped Trevor Lawrence a little bit. But how much you really helping him when you have a receiving core that consists of Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones, Evan Ingram at tight end? Yeah, go Jags.
Go Jags. Another big signing, or I guess you could say extension that was put in place was that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Packer. I'm so upset by that.
I called that. Speaking of things that we called, I think this is a little bit more relevant to the world of sports that Aaron Rodgers was returning to the Packers. And shout out to Jaden because he kind of gave me that inspiration to, agree with him on that. But obviously, Aaron Rodgers cares more about the money than getting another ring. That's evident by the contract that he has now received for 2 years. It's going to be hard for the Packers to get anyone else, especially now with Devontae Adams not willing to accept that franchise tag. But regardless of all of that, the Packers are still going to run away with the NFC North just because of how poor the division is.
It's you're holding on to the past. Like, move on. Like, what was it? 2 years, 120,
something crazy. Yeah,
it was like 60 million ridiculous. A year. It was insane. How do you allot arguably a third of your cap space? Maybe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the
I don't know what the number is, but it's
a third at least.
It has to be
to a singular player. I get Aaron Rodgers is good, but there's no play that Aaron Donald may be the only player in the NFL that's worth a third of your cap space.
I think it was more of a thing that the Packers just did Aaron Rodgers so dirty by signing Jordan Love. They were just trying to do whatever they can to make up for that whole issue. And obviously now Jordan Love doesn't really need to be on this team. He should get traded. He's not going to be starting for the next 2 years on this Packers team, if at any point in his career. But Yeah, I was just looking about like the NFC North, and then you have like the NFC South. I mean, you're looking at both those divisions as it currently stands. Obviously, there's some more quarterback rumors swirling around, which we'll get to in a second. But it looks like the Bucks and Packers are going to run away with their respective divisions, if I'm correct, as the divisions currently stand.
Yeah. I would. The NFC East is
The NFC is three of the four.
two of them made the playoffs. You can't really say who's going to win that division. There has not been a repeated division winner since 2004. Tyrod's going to lead the way.
I got the money. I got my money on the Eagles.
On the Eagles?
Now. Yeah.
Oh, come on. In Tyrod, I trust.
Good.
Come on.
I don't know. Oh, he's good, but he's not playoff good.
Well, he led the Bills to the playoffs, and then they dropped them.
Obviously, they saw something in him that they didn't think he was going to be able to do it again.
Oh, come on. Don't say that. Come on. Tyrod and Tyrod trust. But another QB that is still in Houston is we're on Watson watch.
Yes.
It's between really the Panthers, the Saints, and Cleveland is kind of the dark horse. But the Texans did not accept Cleveland's offer.
They did.
Okay,
they accepted packages from the Panthers, Saints, and Browns. I believe.
Okay, now it's up to Watson to choose which team he waives his no trade clause to. Where do you think he's going to waive it to?
I still believe the Panthers.
It's not exciting.
It's not exciting, but it's the most logical destination. I could get why he would want to go to the Browns. They have the offensive line, they have the running backs, but after Amari Cooper, they don't have many other weapons. The Saints is a very good spot as well. They have Michael Thomas. Obviously, we'll see what ends up happening with Alvin Kamara if he gets suspended or not. That's to be seen. But the Panthers, it just seems right. I mean, obviously, Deshaun Watson was in the Carolinas. He went to school in Clemson. But
do you think they're a quarterback away from competing with Tom Brady and the Bucs?
No.
But do you think Cleveland is a quarterback away from competing with the Ravens and the Bengals? Especially if Deshaun Watson's that quarterback.
I do think they are. They're there. They just need a few more pieces. I wouldn't say they're a quarterback away, but they're a quarterback and a little bit more help.
Receiver.
Yeah,
you can draft a receiver.
It's tough. I just think while there are better fits out there, for some reason the Panthers have been linked to Watson ever since it broke the story. But
well, I mean, it's up to Watson now,
right? It's not up to us.
It's not. Well, it's not up to the Texans where they send him, because they've accepted all. Like the Panthers may be giving up a little bit more,
right?
But they may not. Like the Browns may not know that, but either way, those three teams packages for Watson are good enough for the Texans. I could see him going to the Browns. I think that he has a better chance of winning his division, and I mean that division's tougher than the NFC South, but the team that wins the NFC South with Tom Brady, that's tough to win it from him.
Oh yeah.
But you're also got to consider the NFC in total is weaker than the AFC, because right now there is a possibility of four playoff teams coming out of the AFC West.
That's the thing. Like when Deshaun Watson's looking at all this, he's definitely going to put into play the factor that he's going to have an easier chance of just getting to the playoffs in the NFC. And if he cares about winning at all, the NFC will definitely be the way to go. Who knows? I mean, I think once Deshaun Watson signs, we're going to see a lot more other free agents, especially wide receivers like an Allen Robinson, try and decide where they want to go. Maybe Allen Robinson will follow, if possible, Deshaun Watson, which would be a good duo for sure. But I think it's just the beginning of free agency. We have so many more moves to get to.
Oh my god! But like imagining Deshaun Watson and Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, that's a really pretty sight right there.
And they already have decent weapons. I mean, they have DJ Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
McCaffrey, obviously. That they obviously would need probably another weapon, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Yeah, you mentioned Amari Cooper's in the Browns now.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Cowboys gave him away. I don't know why. I mean, I get you want CeeDee Lamb to be your number one,
Right.
but Cedric Wilson left
To the
to
Dolphins.
the Dolphins. They extended Michael Gallup. I don't think Michael Gallup is better than Amari Cooper.
No.
So I don't get that move by Dallas.
I mean, it comes down to the contract, which doesn't make it's kind of contradicting yourself when you give that money then to Michael Gallup. That's the thing. But it's not like Amari Cooper's like aging. He's still in the prime of his career.
Exactly. And I think he's very important to Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
More so than I would say CeeDee Lamb at this moment.
I agree. Yeah, and to give him up for what was a fifth round pick or sixth round pick?
Low, like
it was
third day pick,
which I get. You're not going to get much more when you're having to give up that contract as well. But still, I mean, the Cowboys are just falling apart with all the guys that are leaving. Not even to mention the Randy Gregory situation that happened as well.
Oh no, one of their safeties left too.
Xavier, no.
Oh, one of their safeties left and signed somewhere else. Their defense is kind of because you got DeMarcus Lawrence. Yeah, he did get paid, but he was demanding. It's just
still got Diggs.
Still got the guy that gives up the most receiving yards. But man, those interceptions are nice. Is there any other NFL news before we get into MLB news?
No, I mean,
so much happened, so we'll probably forget.
Like the AFC West, we saw Chandler Jones sign with the Raiders today.
Yep.
Pair him up with Max Crosby. Then he got the Chargers with Khalil Mack and Joe Bosa.
I forgot about Khalil Mack. That was one of the first trade moves ever made.
And then obviously still have then you have the Broncos now with Randy Gregory and Bradley Chubb, and then the Chiefs with Chris Jones and Frank Clark. That's just on defense. Like we're not even talking about anything. The Chargers obviously signed Mike Williams. Maybe the Raiders get another receiver. Like
Zay Jones left.
Zay Jones went to
Jacksonville.
That's
another waste. Paid him like $10 million a year.
What has he done to like deserve any kind of money?
I don't know. I have no clue. Yeah, that's another bad contract that the Jacksonville Jaguars did. So that was all the NFL stuff. Now
all of the stuff we covered.
Obviously, there's a lot more moves that have been made that we forgot. But now MLB, this is really hot in the streets right now because like this is like every night I am like every morning I'm waking up to some big name being traded, and I mean it's hot in the streets because right now the Oakland A's are doing a fire sale. They're
not the only one. The Reds as well.
The Reds are. Did you know? I listened to Talking Baseball by John Boy Media. John Boy found this stat.
Right.
How much money do you think they have on the books? Guaranteed money on the books for 2023. Guaranteed. No incentives. Nobody in arbitration because they can non-tender them.
Jeez.
How much money for 2023 the Oakland A's at the moment?
I mean, it can't be much, right? I mean,
it's not.
I don't even know where to like. I don't even know.
Just take a guess.
Talking like 20 million. Like,
is that your guess?
Yeah,
1 million.
1 million.
1 million, and they can buy out the guy next. They have 1 million guaranteed, like a guaranteed salary base of $1 million. On the Oakland A's, but obviously it's going to be more than that because they're gonna be in arbitration with some guys. But like guaranteed, they have a guaranteed amount of $1 million next season.
I mean, a lot of it has to do obviously with the CBA terms kind of influenced a lot of these teams, having to fire. So we see it a lot anyways with the lower market teams.
But I'm a lot of teams are going for it.
Yeah.
Mariners are going for it right now. Blue Jays are going for it right now. Mets are going for it right now. Braves are trying to repeat right now.
Oh yeah.
Philly is trying to compete in that tough division. Dodgers obviously, Padres obviously, Braves with Rendon obviously. I mean, Rangers. Let's not forget before Seager and the Rangers, the Astros, the Mariners in that division, the Brewers, the Twins are doing funky stuff. I don't know. Funky
Sonny
stuff.
Gray.
Yeah. Gio Urshela, Gary Sanchez. I'll get to my Yankees in a moment. All right. But I mean, a lot of teams are going for it this year. There's only 2 real teams, the Reds and the Athletics. Yeah. I think for the Athletics, the reason they're doing this fire sale is just to have a bad team so nobody shows up, and they can be like, no one shows up, let's move to Vegas.
Yeah, well, also their window kind of closed. I mean, they were gonna have to pay some of these guys eventually.
God forbid that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like you have only $1 million on the book next year.
That's crazy. That's that. Oh God,
that is awful.
That's bad. Yeah,
that is awful, and it's to one guy. They could have 0 guys on the books if they want to buy him out.
Oh God. But speaking of the A's, obviously Matt Olson is now a Brave,
and then the Braves extended him the next day,
which is bizarre because they could have just done the same exact thing with Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, they could have, but Matt Olson is much younger.
But it's only 4 years though, isn't it? I don't think it's a major difference.
Age difference.
Okay,
I thought you were talking about the
no age difference. Yeah,
but 4 years can be 4 years is a prime.
I know, but like when you it's not just like you're comparing him to any other guy. It's just Freddie Freeman who did so much for
Freddie
the city.
Freeman's probably asking for $200 million.
But you don't think he deserves it?
Like 6 years, $200 million. That's like what he's looking for. 6 years right now. What is Freddie? Freddie's like 32, 33. You're going to be paying him like closer when he's 40 than when he's 30.
I know.
And you're going to be paying him almost
just because of what he's done. I get that they're not thinking like that, obviously, because it's a business.
It's a business. Like fan side, I wish Freddie stayed because he is a Brave for life and stuff. But what's good is Matt Olson also grew up in Atlanta. Right. So like he's hometown kid.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't lose much.
No, they gave up a good amount.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They definitely. Yeah. And then they obviously the A's also traded Matt Chapman to the Blue Jays, which is
I when I saw that, I sent it to you and I was like, I'm shitting bricks right now. That's scary.
That infield is just
just the Blue Jays and like
Blues and
it is insane. As just a fan of baseball, it's great because they have a lot of young talent and they have a lot of veterans. They did it right. They waited for their young talent to come up, and now they're taking advantage of that young talent by buying and trading already established talent.
AL West, NL East, AL East. It looks a lot. AFC West, AL East is,
and then the NL East.
Yeah.
All right, but the Yankees, a lot of people, I think maybe you included, thought they would be making more moves than they have. Right now, I don't understand. I don't hate it. We signed Anthony Rizzo back. Mm-hmm. We got Josh Donaldson, who is an MVP. If you look at his numbers from last year, he has stuff in the tank. And then we have oh my gosh. Guy shortstop from the Rangers.
Isaiah Connor
Falefa.
Yeah.
He's going to be the starting shortstop. They're only doing this probably because they trust that Volpe and Peraza that are in their farm system. Right. They're about a year away. I guess they're going to wait for him. And he's a stopgap. And he's a quality stopgap. I mean, but I don't understand it. If Freddie, I will be pissed. I will be pissed off. I will be furious if Freddie Freeman somehow ends up. He's not going to the Blue Jays.
No,
not anymore. He's not. But
somewhere it looks like could be somewhere in the AL East though.
I would be furious if he ends up with the Red Sox or the Rays.
Right.
I don't care. Maybe you don't think he like 6 years, $200 million. When you could get Anthony Rizzo for 2 years for $32 million.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there's a difference in performance, but like, is the difference big enough to cover the cost? But if he ends up with the Red Sox or the Rays, I don't care what your price tag is. You pretty much have to pay him so he doesn't go there.
Yeah.
That is insane. I don't get. We stayed under the luxury tax last year to pay people this year. Why are we staying under it once again? What is the sense in that? I don't get the fear behind it. And I get maybe you don't want Carlos Correa because 10 years is a long time. I don't think anybody in the league deserves a 10-year contract. Get Trevor Story then, all right? You can get him when Volpe or Peraza is ready, move him to third.
Right.
It's not hard. You move him to third and he'll thrive. Now we have too many DJ, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking Donaldson. DJ LeMahieu is right now possibly on the bench. And he was top 5 in MVP voting. Him or Gleyber Torres. There it will be, and Luke Voit, who led the league in home runs in 2020 and is a good MLB hitter.
Right.
There's going to be a trade that happens.
Oh, yeah, there has to be.
There has to be because you have too many pieces on the bench, too many good pieces on the bench. You cannot sit Gleyber or DJ or Voit just on the bench.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, it's been very interesting to see what the Yankees have been doing because obviously, like, they're a large market team and they're used to spending a lot of money to get a bunch of guys, and maybe they wanted to do something differently. It seems like they're being a lot more patient, as in years past they're being more aggressive. But
it's not like we have an amazing farm system. We have those two guys.
Right.
Trade one of them.
Right. Yeah.
They play the same position. Yeah, they've talked about Peraza moving to third. Trade one of them. You can keep one of them. You can keep Volpe is like, I think 6 in Baseball America's like top prospects.
Right.
You can keep them. Trade Peraza to the Athletics who are not competing for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
You're not going to get beat by Peraza in the playoffs anytime soon.
No.
Why are we keeping him when you could trade him, Gleyber, and Voit? Trade him, get Manaea and Murphy possibly, or add another prospect into the mix. Trade him so that we don't have a starting catcher. We don't have a starting catcher right now. We have Kyle Higashioka and whoever we got from the Twins, who's not MLB ready. He's a AAA guy.
Right. Yeah.
We don't have a starting catcher right now.
That's a big problem to have. That.
Yeah, like a quality, like Gary.
Yeah, you have Garrett Cole's personal catcher, but that's about it.
Exactly. That should be playing once every 5 days, not every 4 days, not every 4 days out of the 5 days. It makes no. And it makes my brain hurt. Obviously, there's a trade happening. It's we're either trading for we need a catcher. I don't care if you sign someone. Right. I think Wilson Ramos is still out there on the market. Yeah. He's 32 years old. Brian Cashman talked prior to free agency. Yeah, we want to get younger and faster. We'll probably have the oldest roster now in the MLB starting roster. God. The only guy that is young right now is Gleyber Torres.
That's crazy.
And he's about to get traded. We have Anthony Rizzo, 32. DJ LeMahieu, 30. Oh my God. Falefa? No.
Isaiah Connor Falefa.
Yeah, Falefa. I think he's 29.
Yeah,
Josh Donaldson, I think, is 35. John Carlos is, I think, 30. Aaron Judge is about to turn 30. Joey Gallo is about, I think, 30. Aaron Hicks is, I believe, 32. I think Kyle Higashioka right now is 30.
Really? Jeez.
It makes no sense, especially in a sport that is getting younger and younger and younger. We're getting older and older and older. You had a chance to go and get young players, to trade for Matt Olson, who is 28, and that's your first baseman for the next 8 years.
Yeah,
7-8 years. It makes no sense. It
doesn't
sense.
Obviously,
but it's not. They're not making bad moves.
Right.
They're not making bad moves. They're just making what is that? You're not we got better on defense. Mm-hmm. But not with the players we wanted.
Well, do you think it has something to do with the fact that the Yankees are seeing all these other teams make moves, and now, I mean, obviously they could have jumped out in front of them, but now that they're seeing all these other teams jump out in front of them, they may not think they need to go all in if some of these other teams are now.
We have Aaron Judge is about to get paid.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're saving money, because they have to pay Aaron Judge. Yeah. Why are you waiting on signing him to an extension? You have all this money to use.
That's right.
Use it.
Yeah.
Why are we waiting? the season's about to start and he's not signed to an extension that would make him the next captain of the New York Yankees guaranteed for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
Sign him. You have the money. Or if you want Falefa, you can have Falefa as a bench piece would be amazing.
Right.
If they go out and sign Story, they can't sign Correa now. I think I would rather have Story over Correa at this point. For me, I think it was Seager, Story, and then Correa.
Definitely, yeah.
But Story's connected to the Red Sox now. If any of the top 4 guys left go in the AL East, I'm sorry, we're right now in my eyes competing for third place.
Yeah, I agree.
We are competing for third place.
Yeah.
Potential, we could end up in 4th place. Very realistically by the end of this free agency period. It is insane. The Blue Jays are obviously number 1.
Yeah.
I think they're like number 1 possibly in the league, in the conference. Yeah. I mean, they're World Series contending right now. They have the pitching. The only weakness is possibly their bullpen, but still they have good starting pitching because they signed Kikuchi.
Yeah, from the Mariners. Yeah. That Barrios,
Barrios, Gosman, Kikuchi. It's the Reds. If the Red Sox sign Freeman or Story, I'm going to be mad. If the Rays can be the Rays, I'm still going to be mad at the Rays. The Orioles, I don't care about the Orioles. No one cares about the Orioles.
Those divisional games, I mean, it's gonna be something to watch because now, obviously, when you're talking about the Yankees potentially finishing in last in the division, that's just telling on how much this division has improved. And only in the course of a week, really, it hasn't even.
There's a chance they could get to 85 wins and be in 4th place.
Jeez.
I think that is highly possible.
Yeah. That's insane.
You can be a 3rd place team in that division and have 90 wins.
Wow.
It could be like the NL West, 2 100 win teams in that with the Rays and the Blue Jays. And then the Red Sox maybe with around 90, 95, Yankees around 85, 90. But there's still a move to be made.
Yeah. I mean, we're still a month away from opening day, and obviously spring training is going on now. Players reported and games are starting later this week, but there's obviously still guys out there waiting to be signed. Trades still need to be made, so there's plenty more to decide.
That was my Yankees rant. And how about what happened to New York sports in general? What happened to it? It's not good anymore, except for I guess the Mets are actually kind of doing well.
I mean, the Mets have done this before where they go out and spend a bunch of money. And
but they have one of the best starting rotations
they do
now.
If they can stay healthy, obviously, and age is a factor, especially when you have Scherzer getting up there in age, Grom.
But still, spend money, man.
Yeah.
Spend money. We went under the salary tax for a damn reason.
Yeah.
Spend the money, bro. What other MLB news is there? I'm tired. Yankees. I'm so tired.
I think. Well, I mean, I just want to mention my Marlins a little bit.
Oh yeah,
A big name that was still on the market as well is Nicholas Castellanos. And
he's still sitting.
He's still sitting there, and he has a ton of interest in coming to the Marlins. But unfortunately, we're on the total opposite spectrum of these big market teams, just not willing to pay up for someone. And you don't often hear of a guy that can't wait to or really wants to come play for the Marlins, like Nicholas Castellanos, born in Davie, Florida, right around the corner from Miami. That's the guy that Jeter wanted before he decided to step away from the team. It's not looking like we're going to go after him. It's possible we land someone like a Jorge Soler or trade for a Brian Reynolds or Ramon Laureano from the A's. I'm hoping Ramon Laureano, because the price is going to be cheaper through the A's. A's are obviously willing to cut bait with everyone.
That's why the price is cheaper.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. The Brian Reynolds, the price is too high. I don't really want to pay that. But
Chris Bryant went to the Rockies. Found that out right.
I mean, like I told you this before, he's gonna have a career high in home runs, but he's gonna be in the bottom of the division and not much excitement, except he's gonna get a new house and a new car with all this money he has now. So
he got paid almost Freddie Freeman money.
And I don't think Chris Bryant deserves that kind of money at all.
No, he doesn't.
He had his MVP season, obviously, but since then, like he's been really good, but not this good to quantify this amount of money.
He plays. Like I know third, but like he's been playing left field.
Left field, yeah.
What is this?
He can play first. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna.
It's not like he has a lot of competition.
No, I mean, like, I was just thinking, like, oh, where's a good spot? Anywhere on that Rockies diamond. Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah, he could be on the mound. It's not like everyone that plays for the Rockies just make an indoor facility and then pressurize it and make it actually a realistic field.
Yeah.
Instead of just punishing your pitchers. Yeah, that's why you don't win. What else? CBA. The rule changes. Shifts ban next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was this year so Joey Gallo and Anthony Rizzo would benefit. But no.
Playoffs expanded.
Playoffs to 12 teams, not 14.
12, yep.
Pitching clock.
Yes. No more
bigger bags.
The extra inning rules.
No more. Yeah, that's gonna be a weird time in the history books. Yeah. No more doubleheader 7-inning games.
Yeah.
Bases are bigger.
Yeah, that's right.
No one's complaining about that. It's probably better.
Yeah.
Adds more offense. No one's complaining about the pitching clock, I don't think. No, I don't think anyone's complaining about the shift. We yet to find out what the rules are. It may just be 4 men have to be on the dirt.
I'm pretty sure you have to at all times like have 1 foot on the dirt, but you can like obviously still move around the infield. You just can't have a guy like short right field or stuff like that. But that's just what I've heard it is. But a bunch of new rules. They changed obviously a bunch of the luxury taxes. They have a Steve Cohen tax set at the 290 million cap, which they're probably going to go over anyways. But
the Steve Cohen tax. Scheduling. Now it's a balanced schedule, which why was it not in the first place? Now every team actually plays every team.
Yeah.
Why you have 162
games? Yeah.
And you can't fit in every damn team. They cut
down the amount of divisional games, if I'm correct on that. That's how they.
But I think they made that rule, that balance schedule, so they could do expansion teams,
right,
and then realignment,
right.
I think I would like a realignment.
Honestly, that would be good, especially when you got like the AL Central, a team like division like that, where it could get some
the AL and the NL Central.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
are just washes.
Yeah.
It is who's in the AL Central?
You got the Twins, Royals, Tigers,
Indians. The White Sox winning that.
Yeah,
Tigers are maybe competing.
Right.
And then the NL Brewers.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one else is coming out of those divisions for the playoffs.
No.
It needs to be like just do it geographically. Maybe save on travel. I don't know why else they would. What other realignment they do? Just do geographically. Something like that.
I'm curious to see like when
put the Yankees and Mets in the same. Put the Yankees, Mets, and Red Sox in the same division.
Oh, God,
why the hell are the Rays in the same division as us? Put the Rays, Marlins, Braves.
No, they would never do that.
Why wouldn't they?
They wouldn't do that.
You don't want that.
I don't mind that. I mean,
here's my my East division.
Okay.
I'll say the AL, new AL.
Yeah.
Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, Phillies,
Blue Jays.
No, Orioles. That's more centralized. I'd put Blue Jays in Central.
There's no way they would ever do that.
Why not?
You can't have all those big market teams in one division.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
you're gonna have then for you the South. It can be the Marlins, Rays,
Braves,
Orioles. No, Orioles are back in mind.
Yeah. Who else? Not many teams down here. You gotta go to like Texas or
Royals.
I'm
just trying to think of.
There's 3 teams.
Nationals.
Oh, Nationals, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awful realignment. I mean, I'll take the realignment, but it's like
I wouldn't you like to see a realignment? Wouldn't that be cool?
it would be very cool. Yeah, something different.
Pretty much the West is staying the same.
Oh yeah, that shouldn't change.
Put the Mariners with the.
I honestly, one of the teams in Texas should. The Astros were in the NL at one point. Why not bring them back to the Rangers? Put them in the NL, something like that.
But you also got to think of like there will be possibly expansion changes.
Well, yeah.
Or like if we're expanding the playoffs, just get rid of the divisions.
Yeah.
Just do ML like NBA, where divisions do not matter.
Right.
I don't know, but that
lot to be determined on that end.
We have 15 minutes left. Let us
March Madness.
My
God,
I'm just going with my Eric's winner bracket.
All right, I'll go with bracket number 360.
How many did you make? How many did you make?
25.
You made 25.
Max out every year.
Oh, brother. All right. You going with your favorite? Go with your favorite.
Yeah, I'll go with my favorite.
All right, mine.
Go start off.
First, we're just gonna do
Elite
round
8.
of 64 upsets, and then we're gonna go to the Elite 8 and give like who we have going.
So how many upsets do you have in the round of 64?
I think 3. My first upset is Virginia Tech is beating Texas. Virginia Tech won the ACC tournament against Duke, so I would have them just continuing on that hot streak and beating Texas. My next one is Chattanooga's beating Illinois. 13-4. I love it. You love the 13-4s matchup.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Like you have to. In the same conference or division, or I don't know. I have Michigan number 11 beating Colorado State. It's number 6.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
You have another one? Yeah, next one I have is a number 11 beating number 6, Iowa State beating LSU. And those are the main upsets I have in this bracket for the round of 64.
Yeah, for me, I've several as well. I have number 13 South Dakota State beating number 4 Providence. That's kind of a flashy upset pick, but there's a reasoning behind that. Obviously, there's been at least one number 13 seed to beat a 4 seed in 26 of the past 36 tournaments. But Providence is favored by, I believe, 4 points in this game. And history tells us when a team is favored, I think it's below 5. The underdog has won in each of those matchups. So history says that South Dakota State's going to win. I'm taking them. My next upset pick is going to be the winner of the Rutgers Notre Dame playing game, which is tonight as we're recording, is going to beat Alabama. Obviously, every year we see a team from the first 4 advance pretty far. I actually have this Rutgers Notre Dame, whoever comes out of that, going all the way to the Sweet 16. So keep an eye on those teams in the first 4. Another upset pick I have is going to be Miami, number 10 seed Miami over 7 USC.
Yeah.
Just looking at both of these teams, obviously the Hurricanes have won 18 of their past 24 games, and in the past several tournaments, number 10 seeds have really had the upper hand over number 7 seeds. And my final one, this is not one that I have picked, but this is one that I could really see happening. Colgate, number 14 seed over number 3 Wisconsin. Obviously, very rare to see a number 3 seed upset in the first round, but we've seen crazier things happen in these tournaments. And if I had to pick one number 3 seed to go down in the first round, it's going to be Wisconsin.
All right. Well, let's get to the Elite 8. For me in the West Division, I have Gonzaga facing against Texas Tech. 1 versus 3. I have Gonzaga moving on. Can't bet against Gonzaga.
No,
you just can't. In the East Division, I have Baylor facing Purdue. 1 versus 3 again. And I have Purdue winning it, pulling an upset, technically, I guess. In the South, I have Arizona facing Villanova. I have Villanova winning that. Love my Big East guys.
Yes.
And in the Midwest, here's the oddball. Kansas versus USC. Wow, I have the 7th seed making it to the Elite 8, but I have it ending there where Kansas would beat them out.
Okay.
What is your Elite 8?
Yeah, so in the West for me, I have Gonzaga playing Duke in the Elite 8, obviously a 1-2 pretty common. People pick the chalk for that one, and I agree there. In the East, I have number 4 UCLA going up against number 7 Murray State.
Whoa.
Murray State has the most wins, the fewest losses. I mean, in the Division One this year. Obviously, they are a non-Power 5 team, but they're going to have the ability to make a big run in this tournament. In the South, I have number 1 Arizona and number 3 Tennessee, and then in the Midwest, I have number 1 Kansas and number 3 Wisconsin.
Oh, and who do you have making it out of those?
I have Gonzaga, and then I have Gonzaga and UCLA, and then I have Arizona, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, okay. For my final 4, I have obviously Gonzaga facing Purdue, and then Villanova facing Kansas. I have Gonzaga winning and Kansas winning. So that's going to be my championship matchup, Gonzaga versus Kansas.
I've Gonzaga, Kansas as well.
Yeah.
I have Kansas winning.
Me too. Look at that. What's the tiebreaker you put in there?
74-70.
I put 75-69.
Wow, a lot of similarities in our brackets. Look at that.
Oh, come on. I've only made what? How many brackets have I made? I made 3. But one of them
was
was
that last one there.
Oh, Texas Southern University. I always do an upset bracket to see like all upsets.
16 seed Texas Southern.
I do an all upset bracket
Really?
just to see how well it hits.
Yeah, I don't blame it. Yeah, that's funny.
And then I have another one with Kentucky winning it all.
Okay.
Yeah, little surprise here and there.
Yeah.
Wow, we actually made it through and still have time for you to go to a big important meeting for us.
Yeah, I'm back, guys. That's all you got to know.
Guys, thank you so much for watching episode 45, the Donovan Mitchell episode. We covered a lot. Because a lot happened.
Still more to get to.
Still even more is going to happen next week. We hope to see y'all next week. Peace out.